From a very early age, I've always enjoyed knowing more about people, and this is not from a nosy kind of perspective. I like to read the stories of people. If there's any genre of literature that I love, it would definitely be biographies and autobiographies. I like to learn more about people, understand their story, know where they're coming from, and also pick lessons from them, especially in areas that I like about them and would like to replicate in my own life, especially on my journey to achieving all of my dreams. Alright guys, let's jump straight into today's video. We'll be talking about VEEKEE James, Victoria James Atere, the owner of the VEEKEE James brand that is very popular across the globe. If you want to know more about VEEKEE James, the history of her brand, and some lessons that I've picked from her life that I would like to implement in my own life, in my journey to achieving all of my dreams, please continue to watch. If this is your first time seeing me, hello, my name is Funmibi Olawore. I am a fashion enthusiast based in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I like to come on here on this channel to share videos relating to beading and embellishment, fashion design in general, and self-improvement. If any of these things sound interesting to you, again, remember to subscribe to the channel. Let's jump straight into the story of VEEKEE. Victoria James was born on 9th June 1995. I was born 21st of June. So VEEKEE and I share the same birth month. She was born to Esther and Augustine James, and the birth of VEEKEE was definitely a breath of fresh air on her family, especially because her mom had waited a couple of years before she was blessed by God with VEEKEE, and a lot of revelation had come to her mother, according to VEEKEE, regarding her birth. So it's safe to say that the entire family was excited upon the birth of VEEKEE. However, after having her two younger siblings, VEEKEE's father passed when she was only 4 years old, and I can imagine how devastating it must have been for her. Imagining a child at that very young age losing one of her parents is just so heartbreaking. But one thing that I also learned from VEEKEE's mother's story is the fact that Victoria's mother did not allow this to deter her in any way, shape, or form. She continued pressing to ensure that our children turned out fantastic. And we see that when we look at VEEKEE, Victoria's mother kept making sure that she was able to just grow our children and bring them up in the best way possible, despite the loss of her spouse. Victoria, someone very good with her hands. According to her, she has dabbled into hairstyling, makeup artistry, but she finally found her foot in fashion design.
I started doing makeup, hairstyling, because that was what I thought God destined for me. So basically, throughout my stay in the University of Uyo, throughout my stay at home after secondary school, I was basically into hairstyling. When I went to school, I started doing makeup, and I thought that was it for me. It was when I moved back to Lagos after school that I decided to try fashion. I never ever thought I was going to take fashion to like the next level, because I was always making clothes for myself, but not like business wise. So it was when I started using social media. People started commenting on my work, and they were like, wow, you're so talented, can you make me this, can you make me that? And I started making money from it. That was when I knew that, oh, I think this is actually what I'm meant to do. And I grew passion for fashion basically through making money.
VEEKEE and I share a lot of things in common. One thing about me is I would do a lot of things with my hands. I would dabble into things. I personally style myself all the time. I've come on here to talk about how I come up with my looks. I make my hair, I do my makeup, I make some of my clothes. I do a lot of things with my hands. So this is probably one of the reasons why I really like VEEKEE, because I see a lot of myself in her. VEEKEE went ahead to pursue her secondary and tertiary education. However, according to her, in her fourth year of her university education, she decided to quit because, according to her, she wanted to zone in to the gifts that God had blessed her with. This topic of going to school, dropping out of school, has come with a lot of ruckus on social media, especially with a very popular, family that's called on social media to talk a lot about pursuing your talents and not going to school. I am not going to come here and tell you not to go to school. I am a graduate. I have my certificate, and even though I'm not necessarily using my certificate to do what I do currently in my life, I cannot underestimate or trivialize the importance of getting that degree. One thing about education is it will definitely show. It will definitely show. A lot of people like to talk about VEEKEE from the point of view of, oh, look at how she's making money now. She didn't go to school. She didn't graduate university, but VEEKEE did the basics. According to her, she dropped out in her fourth year of university. So the basics, the ground knowledge that is required when it comes to university education, she had it. The only thing is she didn't stay till she graduated from school. So don't quit school. That's what I'm telling you. Don't say because VEEKEE James dropped out of school, now you are going to drop out. No, don't do it. If you are able to finish school, dedicate yourself to it. This advice is for my younger sisters that might be watching me on here. Go to school, get your degree, graduate from school, and then decide whether you want to follow your passion, follow your dreams, or any of those things that you want to follow. But don't trivialize the importance of getting your degree. Get your degree, sisters. VEEKEE dropped out of school and decided to focus on her businesses that she was running at the time. According to her, she thought she was going to become a world-known makeup artist. But upon moving from Akwa Ibom to Lagos State, she found that the makeup industry in Lagos at the time when she moved was very saturated, and she had a sit-down pep talk with herself and told herself, hey, if you are trying to make yourself known and achieve something very big in this state that you found yourself in, which was Lagos State, right, you need to look for something that will make you stand out. And according to her, that was when she decided to zone in on fashion design. VEEKEE also mentioned in different interviews that she already had the basic knowledge of fashion design thanks to her mom's fashion business that she was running in AUTOGELE, where she grew up. She said that her mom had a business where she used to work as a tailor, for lack of a better word, and she had people that were working for her. And VEEKEE was like, at different points in time in her childhood and growing up, she had paid a lot of attention and she knew how to sew. When she decided to focus on fashion design, she started making clothes for herself, taking pictures and posting online, sharing with people. And before she knew what was happening, people started reaching out to her to make outfits for them. That's very similar to the advice that I typically come on here with for my sisters that are trying to grow a fashion brand from scratch. Don't hesitate to use yourself as a lab rat and present yourself in the best way possible. Take nice pictures, make nice videos, and post online. Social media has made a lot of things easy for us these days. Take pictures of the designs that you have made, post them on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, make videos, take nice pictures, and post online, and watch yourself blossom into something fabulous. Okay, according to VEEKEE, that was how she started her brand, and before she knew it, blogs started carrying her. She started getting the visibility that she had always wanted to get, and before she knew it, the brand blew up and is still blowing up, and she has just been going from glory to glory. That's just a brief summary of VEEKEE's story. Some of the lessons that I've picked from VEEKEE is, number one, trusting the process. One thing that you see when you look at the journey of VEEKEE is it's almost as though even when she was starting very small and the beginnings were pretty humble, okay, VEEKEE was already seeing herself in big rooms, on big stages, designing clothes for big people. She didn't allow her immediate environment deter her from dreaming big and following those dreams. The second thing that I've picked from VEEKEE is confidence. Even from the time when VEEKEE did not have so much in terms of her following, her engagement on social media, one thing about VEEKEE is I've always known her right from when I started following her journey. VEEKEE has always been confident. She has allowed confidence to just be so ingrained in her that she sees herself the way God sees her. VEEKEE has never cowered or put herself or presented herself in a small way. She has always been very confident, very sure of herself, almost like she knew exactly where God was taking her to, and she just continued to follow that path that she has always seen for herself. The third thing that I've seen with VEEKEE is not being afraid to start small. Like I said before, VEEKEE, according to her, started her fashion business from a tiny space, and before she knew it, she started expanding. The moment God created room for growth for her, she started expanding. She didn't remain small. She didn't stay in the place of making clothes for 5,000 naira or 2,000 naira or 2,500 naira. The moment room for growth was created for her, she was not afraid of expanding. Something else that I've seen with VEEKEE is the power of passion. VEEKEE is very passionate about her work. You see it in the kind of designs that she makes, the way she talks about those designs, the way she presents those designs, the way she just packages everything to look nice. You can see the drive, you can see the passion in her. Something else that I've seen with VEEKEE is reverencing God aggressively. She always talks about how the hand of God has elevated her to where she is currently. One thing about a lot of the people that I'm going to be coming on here to share with you all is their faith walk. I don't know them personally, I don't live with them, but from what I see on their platforms, I can see that they always put God at the center of their business. Another lesson that I've learned from VEEKEE is the power of resilience, okay? Bouncing back and just withstanding difficulty, bouncing back from difficulty. For someone that lacks resilience, you can just come in contact with certain types of difficulty and throw in the towel and be like, oh, there's no point doing it anymore, let me just quit. But that's not VEEKEE. VEEKEE kept on pushing, kept on trying different things. At the point where she came to Lagos and found that makeup artistry was saturated, she could have decided to just give up and be like, oh, there's no space for me in makeup artistry, let me just stop all of these things. But no, she started looking for the next way out. What can we do to fix this saturation? What can we do? What can we get into that is different, that will make me stand out, that will make me continue to pursue this dream that God has placed in my heart? VEEKEE has always stayed resilient. Another lesson that I've picked from VEEKEE is discipline, the power of discipline. Setting out goals, setting out plans for yourself and following through with them, making sure that you have a laser focus on your dreams. You are not distracted, you are not deterred, you are not easily swayed and moved from where the path that God has created for you. VEEKEE is very disciplined. Another lesson that I've picked from VEEKEE is not allowing your beginning to deter you from dreaming big. You would think that someone that was born in AUTOGELE and spent a lot of her childhood in that kind of environment would just not see beyond their nose and just keep themselves small in that mediocre environment. For those that don't know where AUTOGELE is an area of Lagos State in Nigeria that is popularly known for a lot of, they don't get positive press basically. That's just all that I'm going to say about their area. You would think that someone that is from that kind of background would not imagine big things for themselves, but that's not VEEKEE. VEEKEE stayed imagining, VEEKEE stayed dreaming. This is something else that I want us to pick from this story that I'm telling us, right? Even if you are currently in a situation or an environment that is unfavorable to you or does not look like much, don't allow that environment get you so comfortable with staying there that you cannot see past that environment. You cannot imagine big things for yourself. Make sure that you stay dreaming and you stay following those dreams that you have for yourself, okay? This also applies to me. I remember growing up, sometimes I look back at where I grew up in. I grew up from a very humble background, and sometimes when I look at some of the things that God has blessed me with now, I just give glory to God. I'm so thankful and grateful to God for the kind of spirit that He has instilled in me right from childhood. I have memories of myself back when I was, living where I used to live, and I would be imagining things. I would see videos, I'll see pictures of foreign countries, and I'll be like, one day I'm going to go there. And at this time when I was saying some of these things that, oh, I'm going to go to this place, I'm going to do that thing, we could barely even get by with basic things at home, right? But all of these dreams that I had as a little girl at that time, God has started bringing them to manifestation in my life, and I return all the glory back to Him. So this is just a lesson for us, my sisters, wherever you are, even financially. If you feel like, oh, you don't have so much, don't think that that's how life will always be for you. Don't think that you will always be lacking, you will always be living from hand to mouth. Dream big and take steps towards achieving the kind of dreams that you have for yourself. Don't just be Josephine or Joseph the dreamer. Do the part that is meant for you. Make the efforts, push, keep moving towards those dreams that you have for yourself, and document the journey. That's one thing that I'm so happy about, that I've started doing actively now in my life. A lot of things that have gone through in the past that I didn't necessarily document, now I've started documenting my journey. I have videos on my phone of where I used to be, videos where I used to record and just say, oh, this and that is happening to me right now, but I see myself doing this and that in the near future. I'm going to put a video here for us just to let you guys see what I'm talking about.
I'm saving this moment for when, hopefully in a year's time, in a different place. It's just me documenting moments while I'm still here, just to remember where I'm coming from. Today is a Friday and there's currently no light, so I'm just sitting outside enjoying the cold, well, not cold, but like enjoying some fresh air and just like thinking, strategizing, imagining the future and all that it has in store. And the children of our streets are just making noise outside. I guess they're playing and everything. But yeah, this idea just dropped in my mind and I decided to just go with it and film. So future Funbi, I hope you're where you want to be. I hope you passed your exams and you're in the place where you want to be, and life is good by God's grace. Okay.
At the time when I made that video, I was still living in Port Harcourt in my little apartment, and I just sat out outside that day and I was just prophesying into my future, talking about all the things that I plan to achieve in the near future. And today, all of those things that I talked about in the video that you just watched have started coming into manifestation in my life. These are so many things and lessons that I've picked from the story of VEEKEE James. I am so inspired by her. I am so motivated by her. I like to just sometimes go on her channel, go on her page and just scroll to the bottom and watch her level up journey. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I hope you picked a thing or two. Please let me know in the comments what stood out for you in today's video. Let me also know if you'd like me to come on here more often with more stories of different women that are doing amazing things in different industries and inspiring me, so that it can also inspire you as well after watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. I'm currently again on my way to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I would like you watching me to be a part of my first 100,000 subscribers on the channel. I can't wait to come on here. I'm going to start imagining. I can't wait to come on here holding my 100,000 plaque on here on the channel and sharing with you all. So please help me achieve that dream by hitting the subscribe button, sharing my videos with your friends, dropping comments, liking the video. And yeah, friends, I can't wait to see you all in another video very soon. Bye.